Where did I go? I wanna pull it up so I can be looking at it while I talk about it. Like I said last time, I think the last 2 pages of chapter 1 should have been the first 2 pages of chapter 2. I really do think that we give the angelic figure pulling you out as a chapter 2 sort of thing. Let them sort of sit in that I've got a new power, but I'm still kind of in the dumps. Life hasn't really changed, even though I've got the new power, basically. I shilled my channel. Keep up the grift. Keep the grift up, King. Here's the reality is I used to spend days on a phone saying, hey, you want to buy or sell? Hey, you want to buy or sell? Hey, you want to buy or sell? No, 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 no. Why did you call me? How did you get my number? Who are you? Never. You know, everything is like I have tried to sell everything. You know, from Target with electronics and TVs. I've sold guns. I've sold houses. I've sold tea. I've sold all kinds of things. I'm not referring to Power when I say Power. I've not seen Power yet. Please do not spoil him about her. Okay, good. So there's nothing you can say to me as I'm trying to sell myself that someone's going to be like, hey, you blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can't take it anymore. It's like, no, I go out there and I say, hey, here's me, here's what I'm doing, come say hi. 3% of any group is interested in buying today. You know, with the internet, it makes it less. The internet drops out to about 1%, but at the end of the day, you get 1% of people that come say hi, and if they like you, they'll like you. If they don't, they leave. That's just how the internet works. So it's fun. I'll be shilling my channel until I can't. They just released the new chapters. Ooh, exciting. I'm on chapter 2. Mattresses without the tag. That was one time, and I didn't know it was a federal law. Almost immediately we get into the sketchy, like, let's just get this drawing out of the way so we can move on to the next panel. We get panels that are kind of like weirdly sized for the page, some that go, you know, all the way to the end, others that are kind of tiny, others that box in a different way. Very just again that same inconsistency of design. So again, we're in chapters 1 and 2 of Chainsaw Man. So we're in the beginning stages of the actual story coming out, being put together. It's not going to be there yet. So I'm trying to withhold judgment as it's a bad artist. And everybody says that's just how it is. That's sort of their style. Okay, it's probably just their style. We'll see. We'll see. I have a feeling that they just haven't gotten into the groove of what they want this to look like, because you go from just real sketchy blank panels to hyper detailed scenes, like super hyper detailed scenes that are, you know, they're not quite like Mira in his later era has like super high detailed, lots of lines. I showed you guys Joe Ball's work a lot of the time, has a ton of line work. Like every inch of the page is covered with something, and when it's not, it's very important. You have like that's sort of like that's a 10 out of 10 line work piece. Some panels here with Chainsaw Man go all the way up to like 8 out of 10. They really jump up there as far as the line work goes, the amount of detail, to the point where they almost look like a photo that has had like a sketch filter applied to it or something. This is literally how everything he draws looks like. Okay, then it's just going to be his style, and I'm just going to have to get used to it. But also, again, I will point you to the fact that Mappa said his greatest gift is storytelling, not artwork. So it's in a weird sort of place for me where, like, One Punch Man is napkin work, and then the manga has been redone and it's a lot better, right? But like this, there's a lot of like, I feel like they just drew a sketch and then like their assistant just came through and put the ink on the sketch and they didn't actually like refine a whole lot, or they forgot to erase like half of the lines, or it's like almost rotoscoped where it has like too many lines. You're like, why is that line even there? It doesn't really make sense. It's just so, it's not consistent, I think, is the hardest part for me, is that it goes from like, here's a ton of detail to here's no detail and a character that doesn't look like you finished drawing them. But very, very odd for me. Read Goodbye Airy. It's 200 pages in a one shot. It'll get used to the style if nothing else. Maybe if it's the same style, I'm still gonna probably have issues with it. Again, it's new for this story, so it's going to get better. He makes good art, but being a great artist, making amazing shit inhumanly fast. Okay. Because you can see, like some of these pages, like page 28 here, is a bunch of sketches with the half, what is it called, halftones on it, and then like the next page has some really interesting, almost JC Staff style vertical lines across everybody's faces. It sort of gives them that extra little bit of like, this is sort of a serious matter now. Like we go from like a we didn't really care about it page and we need to get to the next one to a really interesting page overall. And it's just that it's that back and forth that I think continues to throw me off. Like the embrace in chapter 1 that they go back to looks so well drawn. She looks so good. He looks like he's actually kind of like wore out. Like everything about him is kind of rough, and the jeans look good, but like everything about it looks so well done that you put that right next to some of the stuff from chapter 2 here, and it's like, oh, here's half a face with some halftones on it. And it just seems, it's like he's just trying to get to the next point, which again goes to that like really good storyteller thing. Because I like the story here. I like the way that this was done. It was obvious, I'll say, for the chapter 2 sort of reveal. It was a very like, yeah, of course this is where it goes. I will say too, it looks, there's a comic book that's in like every dentist office I've ever been in called Highlights, and they always have a hidden pictures. And there's a couple pages in chapter 2 that look like a Highlights hidden pictures. That's just so funny. Just so funny to me. Because it's kind of like a monstrous, gross picture, but it just reminds me of like a kid's magazine with the way the cross hatching and the sketch work is. And it's like, oh man, I'm wondering like, oh, can I find a needle? Can I find a magnifying glass? Where's the toothbrush? There's got to be a toothbrush in that shoe. It's kind of it's just it feels like that, for sure. For sure. Again, some goofy face. We kind of knew how this one was gonna end at the end of the day. The one thing I will say from a storytelling point of view, that's sort of the why now? And again, I'm gonna say, Michael, Zoomers and millennials might have a little bit different taste in pacing, because the reveal at the end of chapter 2 of the of Pochita, I guess we'll say, is kind of like, why are we getting that now? Why are we hearing this now? How is this not like a later thing where it's like, uh, oh, now we get to know this information. It seems like we're getting rushed in a lot of this early information. So we'll see. I just don't get it. What do you mean I don't get it? I can look at a thing and I can tell you a better arrangement of the story beats. I'm just telling you that the whole nose thing and the reveal. What's the info? The fact that oh, I guess we've got spoilers right now. So your best friend is still alive inside you. She has a good nose so she can tell. You smell like human and devil. And it's like, why is this info we're getting right now? Why is this info that comes here? You know? It just seems like there's a bit of whiplash going on with like he's down in the dumps and then he's got a new power, then he's got a thing, and then he's here. It's called no, that's not foreshadowing, you nerd. You're the nerd. Foreshadowing would be I feel Pochita inside me, and then Pochita like emerges at some point, right? Like that would be foreshadowing. Saying he's still alive is sort of a giving away the ghost. That's Fortnite levels of foreshadowing. Read it faster? No, I won't, because this was released. This was released as a weekly. I'm going to read it daily and talk about each chapter and my thoughts after each chapter, because each chapter would have been written independently and released independently. And you would have had to wait for the next chapter to come out after you read each chapter. So that's how I'm going to read it. You zoomer ding dong. I'm telling you that a reveal this early, assuming she's telling the truth, a reveal this early of the best friend being alive is yeah, we know. That's why it looks like his tail is coming out his ass or out of his chest, and saws come out of him. He doesn't just sort of like have them, right? Like there's obviously that goes along with this. Hurry up and get to power so you can be more engaged. No, you will learn patience, my young Zoomer. Patience, unlike all of your Fortnite kin. Waiting in a post-internet world? Impossible! Again, though, still, like, overall, a couple nitpicks about, like, the art, and a couple nitpicks about just the way the story reveals things that I feel like it shouldn't reveal yet. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think just ending with the I like you, or I like a boy named Denji, I think that's a cute way to end the chapter. And we'll see how it goes in the third chapter tomorrow, I suppose. I'll show you a Zoomer Ding Dong. Don't show me a Zoomer Ding Dong. That's not what I meant. I meant the Zoomer was a Ding Dong. Not that the Zoomer should be a Ding Dong. Not understanding how pacing works. All right. Friday, I want you to tell me how pacing works. And I will tell you about a time that I spent 15 minutes watching Charlton Heston eat food. And it was important and moving for the entire 15 minutes of the story. That's pacing. You want pacing? Go watch. Doesn't read the insult like a goober. You can call me a goober all you want. Watch the original Predator if you want pacing. That's pacing. This is... I want to make sure you keep reading it, so I'm going to tell you it's going to get better later. Oh, that thing you're worried about, I'm going to tell you about it right now. Like, this isn't pacing to, like, spew these facts and things. at the very beginning when we're supposed to be sort of like give us a chapter to weep, right? Give us an episode to cry about Pochita. Not literally, but figuratively, like heart weeps. About the fact that Pochita's gone and that Pochita gave their life to help Chainsaw Man. Like, give us some time to like have to wrestle with that. Don't say, man, I miss Pochita. Don't worry, Pochita lives! Okay, thanks! You watched the original Predator just before you got in the chat? Then you know what I mean. That movie spends a long time before it actually shows you anything of a predatory nature. And it's amazing the whole time. You're like, oh, is it coming? Oh, is it here? Oh, is it there? If I want clever foreshadowing, then go watch Gravity Falls as this Chainsaw Man. Then it's not good pacing. Then storytelling will be fine, but I'm gonna complain about pacing and reveals of plot points. You can't be like, oh, it's got great pacing. It doesn't have great pacing. It's got bullet point pacing. This is amazing pacing. What? What? Ow! How is this amazing pacing? Oh no. Everyone and their grandmother's talking. Oh, you're right. Oh no. Nobody tell Yellow Flash the term pacing because we're never going to hear the end of it. You watched it, movie, as you said earlier, because you got into a fight with the YouTuber over Prey. I enjoyed Prey. It wasn't like, wow, greatest movie, but it was like, oh, it was competent. That was fun. Had a good time. Didn't think about it too hard, but it was good. Dog died, but now we get girl, so it's fine. Another point that I was contentious with. We should have a little sorrowful exiting the warehouse with like, my best friend's gone. What am I gonna do? What is this power? And then give people a week to like really ponder. Like, oh, what is it gonna be? And the next episode, here comes Mercy saving the child from the burning building. And then at the end of this one, it's more like, man, I really miss my best friend. And then it's like, oh, what's the girls you like, I guess, because I'm an awkward guy who's sitting here eating udon with you. And then maybe next episode we can get into like, where do his powers come from and is Pochita alive? Like that kind of thing, right? It's just very bullet point, bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. Chainsaw go brrrr! Eat the udon is also, I'm sorry, this is the silliest. Whoever drew this and then was like, yeah, that's good. And then, can I zoom in on this? Like, why is her mouth open too? Ah, and her eyes are closed. So like, what? She's like whipping him in the face with it. His neck is like broken around, and like it V's in on both ends. Oh, I can't even do that. That hurts my neck to twist it like that. Ah, just a goofer. Just a goofer.